All right, so here's the new motor. So if I hook up the tape measure, it looks like we're about 17 inches to the top of this gas tank. But the problem is going to be this. I'm not going to need this tank, but it looks like it probably would fit as is under there. But then it's going to be like impossible because the fuel cap is way up here to fill it up. So I think that's just going to be a nightmare since I'm going to reuse the existing tank. If I take this off, then once it's in there, that'll free up. Like here's the starter, the starter relay, or solenoid, whatever you want to call it. And like all the wiring is right here. It's got like a switch over here that we're not going to need anymore. Then the pull chain's over here. So I think the best thing to do would just be to go ahead and see about taking this off, and that'll give us some more room, and then we'll definitely clear and then see about placing it in to mock it up. Okay, so it looks like there's 4 bolts on this guy that we're going to do. There's 2 here, 1 on each side. And then we'll do those, and then to give it some play, and then we'll disconnect the hoses. Only has 2 hoses. And this is just a 13 millimeter. Yeah, here's it. It's got thread locker on it. You can kind of see the final one is in here. Right down in here. That's the last bolt. So we'll take that out. Alright, so now then let's take the, I guess this is some sort of like return or something up top here. That's what this is supposed to be for. So probably some emissions crap. Since this is I think it's CARB certified, so it can be sold in California. So we may have to plug this off, since obviously we're not going to need that anymore. Okay. And then there should be one more actual fuel one. It's going to be kind of hard to get that on camera, so I'm just going to disconnect it. And then it's got, I don't know if you can see that or not, probably, but I'm trying to get it there. But it has a some sort of like little plastic hose clamp here to see how to open it up. Looks like it just pulls out. Probably got to squeeze it. It's a nice tank. It's a shame I can't really use it. But I'm sure I'll have a project down the road I can use it for. There we go. There's the bottom side. So there's where that little plastic clip was. The normal fuel pickup. Move the gas can out of the way. Whoops. I'm always knocking something over. Alright, so now we got a pretty good view of where the fuel tank was. I'll probably take this bracket here off, just because it looks like it just kind of will get in the way if I ever got to work on the starter once it's installed. This one I don't think is going to get in the way for anything at all, so I'll just leave it for right now. And I'll have to open up the air cleaner and see what this guy's doing. It's probably just kind of like a PCV valve. It's my guess. Something similar to that, but to suck fuel vapor up. I don't know. And then the other thing here we can see pretty good now is we have our throttle linkage. So got that right there. It's kind of not the smoothest moving operation. And then if I move the choke, that one you can't really see. And here's a little plastic doohickey. And then this guy here, not sure. That guy moves in and out. So that's the linkage. So this is on turtle speed, and this is max speed. So I'll have to figure out how to rig up something to this new linkage and the existing rod linkage. So I may stick with the rod, or it's probably going to be the simplest way, figure out a way to adapt it over to here. We have to drill a hole or something, I don't know. Anyway, so let's take this off and get this out of the way. They put like super torque on these things. I don't know if it's... All right, so I finally got my pulley came in. This is a 6-inch pulley. The original high-speed pulley is a 5-inch, and then the low speed's a 7-inch. So I was going to split the difference. Figure go in the middle, and see how it does. It's got the 1-inch key on it, or not 1-inch key. The shaft is 1 inch. The key is a 1/4 inch. So it should be a pretty snug little fit here, getting her on. So we'll get that started. Use a little rubber mallet of adjusting here. There we go. So I'm going to leave it, I think, all the way here where it's just flush for right now, until I can get the whole motor mocked up in there. Hopefully it'll be right about there. And then I got a bolt for safety and a big washer here. This is that 3/8 24 pitch, so it's a real fine thread pitch bolt. I'll put that in there just to help keep it from ever being able to come off. And then I'll go ahead and snug down these set screws, because this is where it should be its final spot. I may have to rotate it, the whole pulley. So I'm going to leave that one loose in case I have to mess with that. And then I'll tighten the bolt up, and then we should be ready to stick it in and do some mock-ups.